Have you ever felt exhausted by your own mind? Like your brain is running a program you never asked to install, and there's no off switch, no pause button, no way to just stop for 5 minutes and exist without thinking. Most people around you seem completely fine. They laugh easily. They sleep fine. They don't lie awake untangling something that happened 3 days ago. And you wonder, what is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. But something is different. And psychology has a very specific explanation for why highly intelligent people suffer in ways nobody around them can see. Here are 6 struggles that only high IQ people truly understand. 1. Your brain refuses to turn off. You get into bed. The room is dark. Everything is quiet. And your brain opens 17 tabs. You're replaying a conversation from Tuesday, solving a problem you weren't even thinking about, noticing a pattern between 2 completely unrelated things, and composing a response to an email you haven't received yet. You didn't choose any of this. It just started. Psychologists call this involuntary cognitive activation. Studies show that highly intelligent people have significantly higher baseline neural activity. Their brains generate more spontaneous thought even at rest. To the people around you, this looks like insomnia, anxiety, or restlessness. But you're not anxious. Your brain is simply doing what it always does, even when you need it to stop. The cost of a mind that never powers down is a level of exhaustion that rest alone can't fix. 2. You feel everything more intensely. It's not just thinking that runs deeper. It's everything. Music hits you somewhere other people don't seem to have. A conversation that goes wrong stays with you for days when everyone else moved on by the next morning. You feel the atmosphere of a room the second you walk in. You feel the shift when something is off between 2 people. You absorb things most people don't even register. Psychologists call this emotional overexcitability, first identified by Kazimierz Dabrowski in his research on gifted individuals. He found that high intelligence and heightened emotional sensitivity are not separate traits. They are wired together. People read this as being too sensitive, too dramatic, too much. But you're not too much. You're receiving the full signal that everyone else has their volume turned down on. 3. Boredom hits you like a physical pain. Routine destroys you. A job that doesn't challenge you, a meeting that repeats itself, a conversation stuck at the surface. They don't just bore you, they drain you in a way that feels almost physical. You can't fake engagement the way others seem to. Your face gives it away. Your energy disappears. And everyone around you reads it as attitude, arrogance, or not being a team player. Psychologists call this low boredom threshold in high-ability individuals. Research consistently shows that intelligent brains require significantly higher levels of cognitive stimulation to maintain engagement. It's not impatience. It's not laziness. Your brain is starving for input that matches what it can actually process, and most environments simply don't provide it. 4. You can see how things will end before they begin. A plan is announced. A relationship starts showing a pattern. Someone begins a sentence and you already know the conclusion 3 words in. You can see the outcome with uncomfortable clarity. And the gap between what you can see and what you're able to say without looking arrogant or negative is one of the loneliest places you will ever stand. Psychologists call this predictive processing asymmetry. When your pattern recognition runs significantly faster than the people around you, you experience the future in the present tense. Studies in cognitive psychology show that this ability is directly correlated with higher fluid intelligence. But being right early is not a social reward. It isolates you. And learning to stay quiet about what you already know is one of the heaviest things high intelligence asks of you. 5. You feel alone in rooms full of people. Not always. Not with everyone. But often enough that you've noticed it. A room full of people talking and laughing, and you're standing inside it feeling like you're watching from somewhere slightly outside. Not because you don't care about the people. Because the conversation isn't reaching you where you actually live. It's staying at the surface while you're somewhere underneath it, waiting for something real to grab onto. Psychologists call this existential loneliness in gifted adults, documented extensively by researcher Leda Hollingworth in her work on high IQ individuals. She found that the greater the intelligence, the wider the gap between a person's inner world and the social environments available to them. You are not broken. You are not cold. You simply need depth that most social settings were never designed to offer. 6. The gap between what you're capable of and what the world asks is exhausting. You know what you're capable of. You've caught glimpses of it, the thinking you do at full speed, the connections you make when the problem is actually worthy of your attention. And then you spend most of your daily life operating at a fraction of that. Filling in forms. Sitting through meetings designed for a different kind of mind. Explaining yourself to people who will never quite understand what you're explaining. Psychologists call this intellectual underutilization, and research identifies it as one of the primary sources of chronic dissatisfaction in high-ability adults. It's not ego. It's the specific exhaustion of a Ferrari stuck in second gear, not because the road is too fast, but because the road was built for something else entirely. If you recognized yourself in any of these, here is what I want you to hold on to. Every single one of these struggles is the shadow side of something extraordinary. The brain that won't turn off is the same brain that solves what others can't. The sensitivity that overwhelms you is the same sensitivity that lets you understand people at a depth most never reach. The loneliness is the price of a mind built for depth in a world that mostly rewards noise. You were never too much. The world was just not quite enough. Subscribe for more psychology that explains why you experience life differently than the people around you.